Have you ever had pain with Parkinson's and thought, is this Parkinson's? Or is this me getting older? Or did my body just wake up and choose violence? Because pain can be confusing. It might feel like stiffness, or it might feel like cramping, or it might be that deep ache that makes your body feel like it was assembled during a power outage. And the worst part is, a lot of us don't know how to explain it. We just say, I hurt. And that's true. But sometimes I hurt doesn't tell the whole story. It doesn't explain when the pain shows up. It doesn't explain what makes it worse. And it doesn't explain how much of the day it steals. So today we're going to talk about 5 Parkinson's pain traps that nobody warns you about. And stay with me because after Carmen's Care Partner Corner, I'm going to give you one sentence that may change how you talk to your doctor about Parkinson's pain. Because I hurt is true, but sometimes it doesn't give your doctor enough to work with.
Welcome to Living with Parkinson's. The good, the bad, and the reality. Real talk, real life, real community with Bryce Perry. Let's begin.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Bryce, and I was diagnosed with Parkinson's at the age of 40. I've been living with it now for almost 16 years. And today I want to talk to you about pain. Now, quick important note. This is not medical advice. Pain comes from Parkinson's, but it also comes from things that are not Parkinson's. So, if you have new pain, sudden pain, severe pain, chest pain, or pain after a fall, swelling, numbness, weakness, or anything that feels wrong, please talk to your doctor, your healthcare provider. Don't just sit there watching me on YouTube thinking, Bryce said pain is weird, so there it is. But yes, pain is weird, but doctors exist for a reason. And also because Google will have you convinced your elbow is haunted by lunchtime. So be smart, watch what you Google. But with all that said, pain is something a lot of people with Parkinson's deal with. And I don't think we talk about it enough. So before I go any further, drop pain trap in the comments if you've ever wondered, is this Parkinson's aging, or is my body just filing another complaint? Just drop pain trap so everyone else reading the comments knows that they're not the only one. All right, here you go. Trap number 1 is thinking it's just aging. Now, this one is easy to fall into because after a certain age, everything gets blamed on aging, doesn't it? Your back hurts, getting older. Your shoulder hurts, getting older. You stand up and make a noise you did not approve, then you're getting older. And listen, aging is real. Bodies change, joints complain, gravity gets rude. I understand that. But when you live with Parkinson's, I'm just getting older can become the junk drawer where every symptom gets tossed. And that can be a problem because sometimes pain is not just aging. Sometimes it's connected to stiffness. Sometimes it's connected to posture. Sometimes it's connected to the way you're walking. Sometimes it's connected to your medication wearing off. And sometimes it may be dystonia where muscles tighten, twist, curl, or pull you in ways that you didn't vote for. Now, I'm not saying every pain is Parkinson's. That's not true either. What I am saying is that pain deserves curiosity, not panic, but curiosity. So here's a simple tip. Instead of saying, I'm just getting older, ask, when does this pain show up? That's it. Start there. Does it show up in the morning, the evening, before meds, after sitting, after walking, during stress? Because I'm getting older might be true, because we all are, but it might not be the whole story. And Parkinson's loves when we stop asking questions. It sits there like, excellent, put everything in the aging drawer. Very convenient for me. No, thank you. We can be older and we can still ask better questions. All right. Trap number 2 is ignoring stiffness until it becomes pain. Now, this one is sneaky because stiffness can become so normal with Parkinson's that you almost stop noticing it. You wake up stiff. If you sit too long, you get stiff. You turn around and your body says, please submit that request in writing. And after a while, stiffness just becomes like background noise. But stiffness is not always harmless background noise because sometimes stiffness is pain warming up backstage. It starts as tightness. Then it becomes discomfort. Then it becomes aching. And then suddenly your neck, your back, your shoulders, your hips, your legs, or your feet are all having a staff meeting without you. And you're sitting here thinking, why do I hurt so much today? Well, maybe the pain didn't come out of nowhere. Maybe stiffness was building all day long. Maybe you sat too long. Maybe you skipped the tiny movement. Maybe your body was bracing because you were tired or stressed. And little by little, stiffness turns into pain. Now, this doesn't mean to bully your body. Pain is not something to ignore, pain is information. But if we completely stop moving because we're stiff, stiffness can sometimes get louder. And then pain can get louder. And that is the world's worst duet. So here's a tip. Don't just ask, can I exercise? Ask, what tiny movement can I safely do right now? Stand up and sit back down. Walk to the kitchen. Roll your shoulders. Open and close your hands. Gently stretch your calves. Move before your body starts acting like a folding lawn chair that was left outside all winter. Tiny counts. Tiny's not pathetic. Tiny is sometimes the doorway. And if this is already hitting home, hit the like button for someone who needs to hear this today, please. Not for me, but for the person sitting at home thinking, I'm falling apart. Because maybe they're not falling apart. Maybe they need language, maybe they need support, and a smaller doorway to back in. So your one click helps YouTube show the video to them. So please do it for them. Okay, here is trap number 3. That is missing the timing pattern. And I'm saying timing on purpose because this is not only about medication. It can be about meds, but it can also be about sleep. It can be about stress, sitting too long, a busy day, a rough morning. Pain can feel random, but sometimes it leaves little fingerprints. Maybe your foot cramps before your next dose. Maybe your shoulder pain is worse before your medication kicks in. Maybe your back hurts after sitting too long. And maybe your neck tightens every time stress takes the wheel. If you never look at timing, you'll miss the patterns. And then pain feels like a mystery villain. It shows up, it ruins the afternoon, and it leaves no forwarding address. Now hear me please. Do not change medication because of a YouTube video. Talk to your neurologist, your doctor, your pharmacist. But noticing timing can give you better information. Here's a simple tip from what I've seen people talk about in the comments. For a few days, write down 3 things. Where is the pain? What time did it show up? And what was happening around it? And that's it. Not a full research paper, not a spreadsheet with feelings, just 3 little pieces. Where, when, and what was happening. For example, right foot cramping, 10:30 a.m., about 30 minutes before I took my meds. Or shoulder and neck pain, morning, worse after bad sleep. Or another one, back pain, after sitting through lunch, better after walking. That kind of information matters because I heard all the time, maybe emotionally true, but my foot cramps before my next dose and improves after my meds kick in gives your doctor something completely different to work with. Now, that's not complaining. That is data with a limp. All right, trap number 4. That is pushing through pain because you feel guilty. And this one might hit a little close, so be careful. Because a lot of us have been trained to push through. We talked about this on the earlier podcast. We push through pain, we push through fatigue, we push through plans, we push through the grocery store, even though your body is clearly trying to resign from the shopping committee. And with Parkinson's, pushing through that can feel noble, kind of like, I'm not going to let this disease win. And I get that. I really do. There are days when pushing through feels like taking something back. But there is a difference between courage and ignoring the check engine light until the smoke comes out of the hood. Sometimes we push through because we feel guilty. We don't want to cancel again, or we don't want to disappoint people. We don't want to be the reason plans change. So we keep going and we smile and we say, I'm fine. And meanwhile, our body is sending an email marked urgent and we're leaving it unread. And then later we pay with more pain, more stiffness, more fatigue, more crash. And then we get mad at ourselves. But maybe the problem wasn't that we weren't strong enough. Maybe the problem was that we didn't stop soon enough. Well, here's the tip. Before you push through, ask this. What is this going to cost me later? Not, can I do that? Because sometimes, yes, you can do it. But the better question is, what is it going to cost me? What will this cost me this evening? What will it cost me tomorrow morning? Will it make me snap at someone I love? Will this turn a manageable pain day into a full body complaint department? Because Parkinson's has interest rates, remember that. and pain charges late fees. Ooh, you like that one? Give me a like on that one. Okay. Here is trap number 5. And before I get into trap number 5, just remember Carmen's Care Partner Corner is coming up around the corner here right after this one, and you don't want to miss that. So trap number 5 is not explaining the pain clearly. And this one is what I wanted you to stay for because this can change the whole conversation. A lot of us go into appointments and we say, I hurt. My pain is bad. My body aches. My foot cramps. And all that's real. But sometimes by the time we get to the appointment, we're tired. The doctor's running late. We're rushed. We forget half of what we wanted to say. And the doctor asks, well, when does it happen? And suddenly your brain opens a blank document and walks away. So we give a blurry vision of the real problem. But doctors need details. And not because your pain has to prove itself, but because details help them understand the pattern. Is it stiffness? Is it cramping? Dystonia? Nerve pain? Joint pain? Is it pain around your off time? Pain from posture? Pain from a fall or an injury? That is for your healthcare provider to help sort out. But we can help the conversation by bringing better information. So in a minute, after Carmen's Care Partner Corner, I'm going to give you the sentence that I wish more of us had before the appointments. It's really simple, but it can turn I hurt into something your doctor can actually understand. And that matters because pain that shrinks your life deserves attention. Okay, now it's time for Carmen's Care Partner Corner. And here's what my wife Carmen wrote for me to read to you today. Care partners often see pain before the person with Parkinson says it out loud. We see the face they make when they stand up. We see them rubbing their shoulders, shifting in the chair, or walking a little more carefully. And sometimes we ask, are you hurting? And, they usually say, no, I'm fine, which, as we know, does not mean fine. Sometimes it means, I don't want to worry you. Sometimes it means, I'm hoping it goes away. And sometimes it means, yes, but I don't have the energy to explain it. Now, as care partners, that can be hard because we want to help. We don't want to nag. We want to notice, but we don't want to hover. So the best thing we can do is create simple language before the pain gets bad. Something like, is this a yellow light or a red light? A yellow light might mean I'm uncomfortable, but I can keep going with a small adjustment. And a red light might mean I need to stop, I need help, I need to change the plan. Now that gives both people a way to talk without turning every moment into an interrogation. And to the person with Parkinson's, please know this. When your care partner notices your pain, it's not criticism. It's love paying attention. And to the care partner, sometimes the most helpful thing is to not fix it. Sometimes it's believing them, slowing down with them, and helping them explain it better when they're too tired to find the words. Pain is hard, but it's harder when someone feels it alone. Wow. All right, thank you, Carmen. I really like that. Give Carmen a like if you like that one, or give Carmen a heart in the comments. How about like heart yellow light or heart red light? Because I kind of really like that idea. Because sometimes we don't need a whole family meeting. Sometimes we just need a simple way to say, I'm not okay, but I'm not in crisis, or I need to stop now. Because that kind of language will protect your day, and it can protect the relationship too, because pain can make everybody tense. The person in pain gets frustrated, the care partner gets worried, and nobody knows what to do. And suddenly the whole room feels like it needs a referee, a therapist, and snacks, M&M peanuts. So simple language helps. All right, that brings me to the sentence that I wanted to give you today. Now here it is. Don't just tell your doctor you hurt. Tell them when, where, what it feels like, and what it steals from your day. This is important. That's the shift. Because I hurt is real, but my right foot cramps before my next dose, and it makes me afraid to leave the house, tells a different story. That gives your doctor something to work with. And that gives your care partner something to understand. And maybe most importantly, it reminds you that the pain is not just something to survive. It's something worth explaining clearly. So here's a simple version to use. Doctor, I'm having pain in blank. It usually happens around It feels like, and it gets worse when, it gets better when, and it affects my day by, you can rewind that, slow it down, write it down, but that's it. It's not fancy. It's not medical school. It's clear though. And I'll give you a really quick example. And that is again, doctor, I'm having pain in my right foot. It usually happens before my next dose. It feels like cramping and curling. It gets worse when I walk. It gets better after my medication kicks in. And it affects my day because I'm afraid to leave the house when it starts. Now, that is a very different conversation than my foot is being a jerk. Although emotional, both are valid. Okay. And that is huge because the goal is not just to report the pain, the goal is to explain the pattern. And if you feel brushed off, it's okay to ask again. You can say, this pain is affecting my daily life. What could be causing it and what should we look at? And that's what I want you to remember. Don't just tell your doctor what's wrong. Tell them why it's bothering you, what it's removing from you, what's it taking away from your quality of life, because that is what your doctor needs to hear, and that is what will get some things in motion. This pain is affecting my daily life. What could be causing it, and what should we look at? And again, that's not being difficult, but it's advocating for yourself. Sometimes with Parkinson's, we have to become polite, squeaky wheels. Not rude, not dramatic, but very clear. Okay, let's bring this one home. Parkinson's pain is complicated, and these traps can make it even harder. Thinking it's just aging, ignoring the stiffness until it becomes pain, missing the timing pattern, pushing through because you feel guilty, and not explaining the pain clearly. None of these mean you're failing. None of these mean that you're doing Parkinson's wrong. They mean that pain is confusing, and you are trying to live your life inside a body that sometimes changes the rules halfway through the day. So please be curious and notice the patterns. Use simple language, ask for help, talk to your doctor, and don't let pain quietly shrink your world, because at least asking what can be done is a start. Because you're not weak because you're hurt, and you're not dramatic because you say it out loud, and you're not failing because your body needs care. That's the truth. And if you ever felt those ways, if you ever felt like you were failing, if you ever felt like it just, was all you, if you ever felt like you're the only one, please put me too in the comments, just so other people see it. Okay. Lucky you made it this far. You've unlocked today's Bryce-ism. I kind of like this one, so buckle up. Here we go. And let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Parkinson's pain. Because apparently my body has decided that every joint gets its own opinion. Every muscle needs a microphone, and my left foot is now running customer service with the attitude of a raccoon in the DMV. And honestly, that feels accurate. No one asked for this meeting, no one approved the agenda, and I definitely did not authorize my left foot to speak on behalf of the whole organization. I really didn't. So drop pain trap in the comments if this one hit home, and tell me what part of your body has been filing the complaints lately. And if this episode's helping you feel less alone, please share it with one person who keeps saying, I hurt, but I don't know how to explain it. And come join us in the club. It's free, it's open, and it's full of people who understand that Parkinson's pain is real, it's rude, and apparently very committed to the drama. The link is in the description below. We're saving you a seat. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Join the thousands that are joining every month. We're new. We're the young kids on the block here. Young kids, maybe we're not that young, but we're the new kids on the block. But we are exploding. And because you know why? This isn't a channel. This is a community. And if you saw this video or watched this video, you found the community. And I'm hoping you'll find it's your community. So subscribe, come along for the ride. And remember, this is not the polished brochure version of Parkinson's. This is the real, the actual messy, frustrating, funny, exhausting human version. All right. Well, until next time, I want you to keep showing up. I want you to keep being real. And if your foot starts acting like it's in charge, tell it customer service is closed. And I want you to keep doing life today. I love you so much, and I'll see you on the next episode.